In this video, I'm going to explain what an atom is and a molecule is, and show you different ways that they can be represented visually. So atoms are the basic unit of matter. They're the building blocks of matter. And that all matter that we perceive is made up of atoms. And there are many different forms or types of atoms, and these are known as elements. Examples of elements that are really important for living things are things like carbon, which is just abbreviated by the letter C, hydrogen, abbreviated by a capital H, oxygen, abbreviated by a capital O, and then nitrogen, a capital N. The periodic table of elements here below organizes all the different types of atoms that can be found in the universe. And so here we can find, here's hydrogen, that's really important for living things. Same with carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. And there are other different elements that are important for living things, but those are the ones that we're really going to focus on this unit, are hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. So it might be helpful to be familiar with those abbreviations of C, H, O, and N. Atoms can bond together, so they can form chemical bonds where they share or transfer their electrons. And when atoms bond together, they form molecules. Molecules can be as simple as two atoms. So two atoms bonded together can be a molecule. Or they can be millions of atoms. There are some molecules that are extremely large, like DNA molecules, that have thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even up to millions of atoms bonded together. Molecules can be visualized several ways, as seen below with a simple water molecule. Water is H2O. So it's composed of oxygen and hydrogen atoms. Specifically, there are, in a water molecule, 2 hydrogen atoms. That subscript means that there are 2 atoms of the element before the number. Oxygen doesn't have a subscript, so there's just 1. And so you can see there's the skeleton structure that you often see. So here are my 2 hydrogen atoms, and then my oxygen atom is the O. And these little lines here connecting the atoms, those are just representing bonds between those atoms. Another way of seeing molecules would be the ball and stick model. So the hydrogens and the oxygens, they just use a ball shape to represent those atoms. And then the same thing, you have these lines to represent the bonds between those atoms. Sometimes you see 3D models, and so each atom is kind of like a sphere or a circle, and they kind of overlap with each other. And so you have your oxygen atom, and then bonded to that you have 1 hydrogen here, and then another hydrogen here. So using that information, see if you can identify on the next page whether the 8 examples are examples of an atom or a molecule. And they're shown in very different ways, just like you saw with the water molecule. And then see if you can, in your own words, define what an atom is and what a molecule is.